Welcome back to some next level StarCraft 2. We have another specialty from the man who watches from the deep, from the one under your bed at night, but in probably a usually good way, from the one who is so incredibly creative, some might consider him a threat to society, and Jimmy, oh my god, who decided on that? But at the end of the day, he is or is not, it doesn't matter. Let me introduce, under the name, and a very creative one at that, with a new, completely confusing set of hotkeys, it is Florencio, the sewer mermaid himself. So he is now, one, using hotkeys, and two, I think we'll have to go over the hotkey scheme between the games. Of course, welcome to the Cheese Hour. Like and subscribe. Yes, we got it in the first 2 minutes. Nailed it. Okay, but... So Florencio decided, one, I'm now using hotkeys. I mean, he was using hotkeys before Asterisk, but now he has developed his own hotkey scheme. One which, his Razor Naga, which is essentially the sewer mermaids of mythology, or something like that. I'm not sure if he actually uses it. One of those MMO mice with way too many buttons. Anyways, this is happening. Essentially, all of them are still on the mouse, making things extra confusing. Okay, he's just gonna... He disregards the drone, acquires pylons. The pylon, well, unfortunately, the drone a successful counter. There's a second probe waiting for its moment. It looks like the probe may die to the drone. Oh, one hit. Does he get a cannon? No, the killer drone. You know, this is not a great start. By the way, this replay, all these replays have Florencio titles, which is quite a thing. The second probe comes in, the Predator drone, still getting a lot done here. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Well, uh-oh. Wait, he's gonna just... Alright, well, the cannons are coming up. It looks like 3 OPK, we're just gonna call him 3 for short, is taking this a little more seriously now. He has successfully partitioned his units to just barely not kill any of this, which is a total disaster. The title of this replay is Peace and Love. I'm not really seeing either of those right now. Of course, Florencio's definition of both of those words may be significantly different than any of us can even imagine. Yeah. So, very little peace. Not very much love, unless you consider the sweet release of death being unleashed by these multiple cannons that are surprisingly close to dying, but still not actually dead. He gets the one on the high ground. The Overlord wandering in, another innocent bystander here, in Florencio's unrelenting barrage. The Lings eventually make their way down. Is that just enough Lings to not kill the cannon? Oh wait, a hero Ling with none HP dies immediately to the Zealot. But, okay, well there's still a gateway here. So, Jimmy, I need to be able... Can we should have figured this out. What? Okay, well, Florencio stole all my hotkeys. Please give them back at your earliest convenience. Never mind. And they're gone. So, this Zealot should not be a serious threat here. Now, the thing is, 3 has... Well, now there's 2 Zealots. This entire game, of course, has been a little confusing. The Zealots should be killed, though getting an inordinate amount of the Zerglings. 23 Zerglings down. Florencio does not... It looks like... So, Florencio, in classic Florencio manner, he has classics... He has the standard skins for everything, but he has the forged skin for the forge. Which is like... It's so stupid. It's so stupid that only Florencio can pull it off. It's like wearing, like, an orange... It's like a Castor Park level of fashion choice. It's like, I'm gonna go with the striped orange bow tie with just a deep V-neck and a suit coat. It's like, Either Castor Park or no one is pulling that one off. And that's what we have here. When this was I first saw this, I'm like, oh my god. It's the stupidest genius thing. It's the 20 or 200 IQ fashion choice. Move over Outfit Wars. Florencio is here with somehow creativity in just his building skins on top of whatever this trade. Like, that, I guess the love part is the half-hearted cannon rush. The other heart is of the swarm, therefore creating a full heart. Florencio with a hard chrono boost into a supply block gate, which does not transcend the bounds of supply blocking, unfortunately. But he's just really encouraging that zealot, so when eventually he's unsupply blocked, well after the chrono boost runs out, then it will be motivated into battle. Lair on the way. 4-3 OPK. Or it might be a Cyrillic set of... It looks like it's Cyrillic letters, which I'm not even gonna attempt. So we'll just say 3, okay? Might be like... Winter. That it... Niet. It's like, well... Da. And there you go. The Zealots are now taking a leisurely path to where? Ostensibly across the map. He's also got the protective cannon at Stargate Command. A Nidus, this is already off the... If there were any rails that we were pretending to follow, it's off them. It's gone. It's double Void Ray is actually... You know, Florencio's been doing double Void Ray for years. And now it's essentially one of the top Protoss versus Zerg builds is double Stargate Void Ray. It wasn't for quite a while. I'm not saying anything, but like curious. Wow, those are +1 Zealots, and the Spore Crawler is really +1 Zealots just shredding. Only 2 hits to kill those Zerglings. Will eventually do so. 40 Zerglings. Florencio has lost a lot more minerals. A lot more minerals. Also, Florencio... Oh, he's redefining the meta again. Phoenixes. Why? He's using 3 different skins. He's using, like, the Forge Zealots. I don't even know which one these are. But this is a completely... What is he doing? He's got the thrift shop. He went down to, like, Ire Surplus. And he's come up with this. Whatever, give me whatever skins you have, okay? I got 14 minerals. What can I get for that? Well, here's a Nidus. Let's go to the Florencio action cam. Where do you think it is? Wow, Florencio. Slowly but surely figuring out. Okay, well, unfortunately, I can't believe the cannon's actually going to be useful. Oh, this upsets me. I'm upset right now. The stupid cannon. Oh, come on. This is... Oh. I can't believe... Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? He's just... Oh. Letting the cannon get all the work in. He picks up 4 Zerglings, disallowing any attempt. And... Oh, come on. Come on. What a save! Scripted. I'm still not understanding why Florencio... Well, I'm not understanding much about him, but he titled the replay Peace and Love, and I'm still very much wondering what part of this is any of that. That cannon has 20 kills. The Phoenix has got, I believe, 0. I think that was the first Phoenix kill, because he picked up 4... Oh, he has 2 kills on a Phoenix. The thing is, Florencio is still on whatever papyrus we're scrawling this game upon. Way behind. He's down in workers. He has less bases. 3 over here has, despite his efforts with the Nidus, like, he kind of just expanded and built drones, and now he's ahead. On papyrus, that is. Oh, Florencio in graceful formation, as those phoenixes often are. Can we... I don't know, it seems quiet. Oh, I'm sorry. Now the Void Rays come out. There's limited anti-air. There's, well, queens are pretty great. Only 4 queens. And without spores, they can easily be assassinated individually. That is a lot of Stargate units here from Florencio. A single charged up Void Ray with its Royal Guard. Speaking of Royal Guard, wow. Okay. As we slowly, alright, the Queen. Drama. One Void Ray continues its efforts. Here come the Queens, a couple spores. Florencio out microing the spores, picking up the Queen. Is there a transfuse? Not anymore. A couple more Queens. Brenda! Oh, wait! The transfuse in the air. Put her down. Oh, she's very heavy. Make sure she dropped at least on... Oh, wait. The actual goal was to kill the hatch. And even if it cost 5 phoenixes, which is quite a cost, significantly more minerals than the hatchery... let alone gas. Florencio does successfully distract from his efforts to kill the hatch. At what cost? Irrelevant. Now 3 oracles, because, you know, like, I got 14 minerals, and I spent 8 on these skins. Give me whatever you have left. Well, we do have oracles, sir, but it seems like you might want to consider taking a third... Don't tell me how to spend my minerals! Okay, the customer is always right, and in this case, the customer is making everyone uncomfortable. So just get him out of the shop as soon as possible. Meanwhile, another hatch sniped. I'm still looking for the peace or the love. Great transfuses from 3 here. Okay, transfuses from 3, not great. The knitting crew not able to sew everything back together quite yet. Like acceptable transfuses. Like, if it... The middle of the road. This spore crawler getting bullied right now by the queens because hasn't figured out where it wants to settle down yet. We've all been there. Long distance mining. Florencio has made it. He's not walled. He could just go take a third if he had the money. Of course, when okay. Here come the 4 Void Rays. Do they haven't? Nope. The only upgrade is... There's a cancel. The Queens. Just not even going to bother with this. The big reveal of the Oracles is going to be the deciding point of this guy. Oh! Ah! That's a full energy Queen right there. The Spore Crawlers just kind of scattered around. Florencio, now, because he's been less than diligent about building probes, means he hasn't actually mined out yet. Usually around the 8 or 9 minute mark, you start really mining out of your main. Florencio still has it. I mean, he's mined out of the smaller patches. But he's still plugging along. And it's not really about the income, so much about the idea. Okay? You have to maintain the mental momentum with which to have the cerebral gravitas that allows you to control the map. I mean, just read a book. Okay, Brenda, what are you doing out here? They're just, well, the creep has receded somewhat. How many oracles? Wow, that is... Okay. He's made even more oracles than I thought. That is 12 of them. An even 14. Which is potentially a GG of oracles here. There are some Hydras out now. And 1-2 upgrades. The Hydras don't have... The Hydra speed is on the way. 11 more in production. Ah! Karen, hurry up! Oh my god, always so slow. The Oracles just show up melting everything. The charge slots in front, looking suspiciously like a real attack. The Oracles melting everything. The Void Rays helping out against the Spores. And the Zealots leading the charge with the charge. Hold position in the mineral line, slicing and dicing through the drones. Okay, like, I think, wait. Well, we've seen this before. A lot of damage dealt, but Florencio begrudgingly taking a third base here. Also, the Oracles are pretty much out of energy. But not out of energy enough for those Hydras. The Oracle is killing the Spore, which was hitting the hold position Zealots, which are just giving a strong look at anyone who comes down and tries to save the hatchery, while the Void Rays that are all 9 kills, 5 kills. And then Florencio. Is this the love part? Is this the peace and love part? I mean, I don't know why I'm expecting to find some sort of wisdom in the naming scheme of Florencio's replays, because we've already seen, based on his strategies, that is an incredibly unrealistic expectation. I'm not sure what Florencio considers love, but it's probably illegal in most states. Groove Spine's on the way, +2 ranged attack, and the creep spread is decent. The drone count is suffering. The drone count. 33 workers have been killed. Florencio does have the elusive third nexus. At only 4 times later than your average third nexus. Give or take. Yeah, that's way too many. The Zealots on their own might be a... Well, it's like a critical case of the F2s here. From 3, and it... Okay. It does look very close to a GG. The Hydras are doing okay. They actually kill the Void Rays. The Oracles are out of energy. Somehow this game isn't over because the Oracles can't attack. They need to drink a Red Bull or something, and I'm not sure if Florencio is sponsored yet. Hashtag Swamp Bull. No. We'll work on that. I don't know. Please tag Red Bull and when you share this video, obviously. Definitely not Swamp Bull, I don't think. We're gonna working title. Florencio, of course, with a conscientious objector to the Warp Gate upgrade. As he continues to trickle out the Zealots. The thing is, if 3 had just straight up attacked before the Oracles really got any energy back, if he had attacked directly in, there's a good chance he would have at least killed the third. I mean, the natural is pretty lightly defended as well. Those are 2/2 Hydras with double ups. Like, they got all their Hydra ups, but the Oracles do have any amount more energy. So... Ooh. Oh my. Yes, that's the peace and love. Yes. Oh, I see it. Yeah, we finally found the love. There will be peace, and now, just intense and enthusiastic love from the Zerg player. Just looking to have intimate relations with Florencio and his family, and just get to know them better in such a, yeah. Okay, so... And, wait. How much longer is Florencio? Florencio stays in the replay. Wait, no. We gotta get the whole experience for 4 more minutes.
Mineral finished learning.
Okay. This is the Florencio cam. I have... What? What am I watching? Now this is an interesting... This is the peace part. In peace, well, he collects all the minerals for next game.
Mineral field depleted. The minerals have up and gone.
So, leave a comment. What happened there? Of course, if you didn't check out Florencio's stream at the time. Yeah. So I got it now. It did seem like it was kind of heading that direction. Florencio with a very, creative and, difficult strategy. Both to defend against and to pull off. He really just worked around all the potential problems as opposed to directly addressing them. And I think that may have frustrated the Zerg player somewhat. I think we're gonna mix that one up. That was a bit of a slow burn. So this one is titled Bum Rush. It's a Terran versus Zerg, because Florencio is branched out. He's got new horizons. He plays all 3 races now, and with hotkeys. So that's kind of, yeah. So, I mean, what else could you want? I mean, the man himself, the myth, the legend. For however many years, imagine. You look beneath your bed. Waiting for you. Lurking. A dankness about him. Oh, Chip. You gotta pause the start. We do it live. That's not what that means. Anyways, let me first introduce. In the top left, with a late supply depot, but always ahead of his time, the sewer mermaid, Florencio. And in the bottom right, it is Zerg. Zerg. So, this one is titled Bum Rush. Which I don't know. He's already, well, I don't know if he's expecting a drone scout. Is this? He didn't proxy a Rex. I'm not sure who's rushing who. So far, it's been a hatch first from the Zerg, and we got 3 Rex from Florencio. So, is this 3 Rex Reaper? He's going to try to pull his best Beyond impression. No orbital yet. I have some strong thoughts on that, but this is not how usually rushes are precipitated. Like, I would say, like, a proxy Rex and Napoleon the Boys or something. Of course, we've already determined that words are a little bit flexible when it comes to Florencio, and that's not the only thing that's flexible when it comes to Florencio, and no, not that. So, it's 3 Rex Reaper on Submarine. This is suspiciously close to an actual build here. As Florencio is, like, this is, if there was a map to go for the 3 Rex Reaper, the smallest map in the pool, Submarine is probably the choice. Oh my god. Okay, well, you know, those minerals are a little suspicious, but if you don't look too closely, probably should have returned the minerals. So it, as the Omega SCV makes its way across, the Terratron, if you would, the Reapers slightly quicker with their jetpacks, making the SCVs feel mildly inadequate. It looks like he's rallied to the main. The Terratron is on the way. Oh, and okay, maybe not the ideal. The SCV's definitely changing the whole equation here. Body blocking out for the Reapers. Surprise, the boys have arrived. And all the drones are dead. Yeah, he's super dead. Okay, well, there you go. You know what? I will adjust my analysis and say this was indeed a bum rush. The SCVs dead. But okay, so now the thing is, he did pull SCVs, but he does have mules. What? Oh, the depot burned, but he'll replace it with a fresh new one, which... Yeah, so Zerg is in a pretty rough spot with Florencio still having any amount of... Even just the orbital command would put him in a good spot. But he still has SCVs at home. He didn't... it was some tactical. He pulled like 2/3 of the boy. You gotta make sure you have enough to rebuild your economy in case this goes to something we like to call a macro game. This is Florencio's version of a macro game, when you just slaughter both players' economy and you only end up back at the starting worker count 5 minutes into the match. That is a macro game for the man himself. Florencio might not know exactly how the economies have been worked out. I don't know if investing... Is he going to make a spine? Yeah, that is 1/6 of your economy, my Zerg friend. But he's back to Wings of Liberty. Well, he was back under Brood War drone counts. He's made it almost back to Wings of Liberty now. Legacy of the Void is still a long way off for him. Florencio, on the other hand, is up to... He's building a command center, a factory. He's slacked a little bit on the Reaper production, but whatever. And so we know from our omnipotent perspective. Is that a scam? I don't know what he expected. It does give you a decent idea. You didn't notice the drones at the natural. A single drone and a bruised queen tells quite a queen with 5 kills. She put a lot of work in. I don't know. I think the initial queen that was jumped by the SCVs did survive, or didn't survive rather. How many queens have died? Okay, she did. All right, I'm gonna do a little math for you guys. So 0 queens have been lost, which means it's very likely that the queen did survive. All right, the expansion is taken, and a planetary can never be too careful. A planetary... Wait, did he get an NG? Florencio channeling his inner Bronze League hero. In fact, did you know, in a weird turn of events, this was made by Florencio? The artiste? As just like... Yeah, there you go. He's with all of us. That is quite an intimidating army for someone who was knocked down to 3 drones. An Evo chamber as like a semi-wall? The Spinecrawl are going to help out a lot here. The problem is Reapers do as Reapers do. They can just jump into the main, circumventing most of the defenses at the natural. And, yeah, Florencio's sharking around looking for an opportunity. Zerglings are not going to be the ticket here. The Roaches, though, should have a pretty decent time, and Spinecrawl are helping out a lot. A good investment. The micro battle, kind of like 2 toddlers stabbing each other with plastic sporks so far. But Florencio has a lot of experience with that, so... I would give him the edge in this one. Oh, transfuse. And Florencio, intimidated by the intense micro potential of our Zerg player, will back off. Building a 3rd command center, and if we didn't know better, this would almost look standard. And Zerg has been allowed almost back at a respectable economy. We're at 24 drones, which is still very rough. But Florencio is not really making anything that is particularly threatening here. Is he going to actually add a siege tank? No, he's not going to add anything, because he's pretty hard supply block. 3 depots on the way. But we will see. No starport, because it's important to stay grounded. As you gain popularity, as you gain fame. Nope, that's... okay. Well... that doesn't mean his opponent will stay grounded. That is a Brood War turret right there. Like, even if there were mutas... not to put on my angry coach... corset. But... of all the turrets to build... the Reaper will scout the 3rd. The slow roaches will... oh, that grenade managed to hit every single roach. That one, most of them. Trying to... nope, that one was gonna hit the Reapers. The dance begins. With no up... well, he bounces them closer to the Reapers. Oh, well... everybody getting it. It's important. It's like when you train to use a taser, you got to get tased yourself. Same with Reaper grenades, except they like it. So that makes a lot of sense, though. There's also an SCV here, just surveying the battlefield his brothers fought upon. And then now oh, here it's time. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 starports, which seems a little ambitious, but Florencio, not so, like, his economy is not so much based off of, like, his income or his potential mineral gain, but instead of how good he thinks units are. So it's essentially the stock market here. And so far, battlecruisers are... well, they can tactical jump directly into the moon if they'd like, though I don't recommend it. Roach Warren with speed on the way. And, like, up until 6 battlecruisers, or... actually, no, not even remotely close to 6 battlecruisers, because Florencio doesn't even have enough minerals for 1 battlecruiser. He's planning ahead, but this isn't satisfactory, except maybe for Florencio. I guess he's slowly... there's no way in the 7 hells he can support 6 starports, but at least 1 or 2, I guess. A scan at the natural, sees some roaches. The spine crawler with a very creative reposition. The protector, the guardian of the ramp. Okay. I protect the incline, so our ladder points don't decline. It's like, okay, Billy. All right, whatever. Whatever you say. Ah, ravens. What didn't you... ravens, the most mineral efficient... he can actually afford 6... you know, I spoke too soon. Though I did speak, like, over a minute ago. 6 ravens. Well, 3 ravens and a supply block. But the idea's there. 6 ravens with raven energy on the way as well. This is... what is this army? This is not an army. This is a terrible army. It's all going to die to free up supply for the ravens, because... well, unless the roaches... wow, this is, the grenades getting involved, but the roaches easily win this fight. The only one not confident of that is Zerg here. Florencio able to do even the basic math there. But it appears the roaches unwilling to foray beyond the creep, which is fair. So Florencio is going Reaper Raven, which is not like a comic series for children, or at least young adults, probably. But instead a unit composition that is technically... like, if you were trying to do, like, an alphabetical unit challenge or something, then maybe. Because it's Roach Ravager versus Reaper Raven. And there you go. It makes complete sense. Because there must be balance in all things, unlike StarCraft. So, Florencio just making sure we stick to the appropriate letter of the alphabet here, because he does understand some words. Well, that corrosive bile successfully hits at least 3 roaches. Maybe hold off the Ravagers, my friend. I don't know. The roaches back off, not willing to be lured into off the creep, because that feels unsafe. That is a lot of ravens. Zerg has money in the bank, despite his uncomfortably low drone count. I think he's still kind of wrapping his head around the alphabetical mono-battle that we're having. The Reapers, they don't have their grenades. This isn't Wings of Liberty. There's a very good chance the last time Florencio played Terran regularly was Wings of Liberty, when they had not the micro grenades, but the just blow up all of the buildings grenades, which was a younger time. Meanwhile, actually manages to kill a base over here. He's got 3 factories on the way. Does anything... No, there's nothing that starts with an R out of that. Out of the factory. Hellion, Hellbat. No, there's nothing. Rapid... Oh, well, that's the angry, short-lived cousin of the missile turret. The auto turret. Back in Wings of Liberty, they used to last essentially half the game, like 5 minutes. Alright, well. The TPM begins to very temporarily raise. 17 mutas are an interesting choice from Zerg. But as the turrets just... Remember, this was titled Bum Rush, this game. Here we are, 15 minutes later, with a turret... once again, much like with the Oracles in the previous match, Florencio now finds himself with a lot of expensive spellcasters in the air that have no energy with which to do damage. He manages a couple more auto turrets, which may cover the retreat of many of these ravens. A Widowmine gets involved, and there are so few... Like, there's just enough energy. Oh my, there's a lot. It's the one muta! One muta! Wow. The survivor. He lost 16! Getting to this point. Managed to kill off 6 ravens, so... The Overlord will be outflanked by some auto turrets. Overlord's not usually known for their maneuverability. Anti-armor missile onto... oh, wow. Okay. Well, that planetary... It one-shots Zerglings anyways, but now it does it even more dramatically, so... Alright, well, yeah, the Zerglings scratching the paint on the planetary. They're gonna have to take that. A couple SCVs have a bit of annoying busy work ahead of them. It's starting to feel like Zerg has lost the opportunity to potentially punish Florencio for his creative unit composition, and now he is resigned to eventually flailing around until he dies. Which might be sooner rather than later, as another wave of auto turrets is built up. It's been slapped down onto the ground. Very close with those corrosive vials. But just not entirely convinced Zerg understands exactly how auto turrets work. Oh no. Oh, watch out. Okay. But the enthusiasm is there. And that's what's important. A murder of ravens makes its way back home after murdering essentially he's back down to 9 drones. It's been a real rough day. The Muta slaughtered and the initial charge going for the command. Florencio, he doesn't lift as a matter of principle. I'm sure that's what that was. There's a Widowmine just hanging out. More roaches and ravagers. And technically, well, let's not get technical here. This is not a technical game. This is a game about... So the physical thickness of the surface area of the Roach Ravager is potentially... Oh, what are those? Oh, those are Blue Flame Hellions. The corrosive biles almost accidentally managing to hit targets. The Dorito-dusted Roach Ravager. Yeah, the Hellbats get cleaned up pretty easily here. Florencio now, his unit composition is 26 Ravens, 3 Hellions, 76 SCVs, and a Widow Mine. And there's the Widow Mine. He's now getting 4 Widow Mines. A Muta! There must always be a Muta to lead the charge. Oh, cancels at the last second there. Another Starcraft ghost impersonation. And Roaches and Ravagers. Well, there goes the Muta. But it does scout the way. The SCVs are repairing. Is there building armor? No. I mean, there's enough Roach Ravager. It makes it a little painful. Oh, a lot of dead SCVs. You know, this might be an actual base trade. The Great Guardian of the Ramp continues to rack up the kills before being gunned down by auto turrets mercilessly with no respect. And now, well, we gotta look at the buildings counter. Oh no, the Widow Mine. Oh wow. Okay, this is a rough ramp. And it just kind of ends. The bum rush at 20.5 minutes just kind of ends. Well, that, there were a few minutes in there where it looked like Florencio he went outside and decided to hold up his sundial, at nighttime, of course, because don't be ridiculous. And then he licked the sundial at length, like a French kiss on the sundial. It's not weird. It's not weird. It's his culture. And then he's like, nice mouthfeel. Ravens. Ravens it is. The taste of salt. So, that happened. This one is entitled Hi. So, hello everyone. If you just jumped in, like and subscribe. Like, I'm on Twitch. Well, ring the bell. Yes, it exists because we're all sheeple. Yeah. I thought, based on the title of these games, they would not be the better part of an out. Wow, this is going to be quite a match. So, if I didn't already know which player Florencio was, I would have a hard time. I think I could figure it out. But in the bottom right, I give you Florencio, aka Top 5 Hotkeys. And in the top left, the classical Protoss aficionado, Mass Void Ray. Between them, they might actually manage to use several of the hotkeys. Okay. So, Mass Void Ray decides he doesn't want his gas block, so Florencio, with the flexibility and smooth sliminess of a true sewer mermaid, decides, well, I'll block your minerals then. So here we are. Well, so this is happening. Florencio doesn't even have a gateway on the way. So at the end, well, there's a gate. Okay, well, he doesn't block the gas, but he does block the gas at the end of the day. So this is what's happening now. I think there was not actually an intention to do this. I think Florencio was coming up with some sort of cannon rush based on his first pylon, which is not much of a basis. But upon seeing the enthusiastic defense of the gas geyser from Mr. Void Ray over here, has decided upon an alternative method of early building placement. What the fuck, XD? An eloquent response. What the Florencio? I'm sorry, I apologize for my French. We saved that for kissing. So. Sundials only, alright? Social distancing. The Zealot? Oh my god. Come on. The Zealot comes out, complicating things exponentially. So now this... Alright. So now we're here. A Zealot just kind of trespassing. But whose base is it? Because one player has one gate and the other has 4 gates in this base. So who... Like, at what point can you just claim, like, at this eminent domain? Like, we've staked... Wait, whose probe was that? Wait, was that Florencio's probe? No. He killed his own probe to free up supply? Or did he not... You can't trust anyone after this. Unfortunately, 2 zealots is more than 1 zealot. There's confusion. At least it's easy to tell whose zealots are whose, because Florencio has the edgy skin here. Oh, to match his forges, of course. Well, there's another zealot. 4 gate. This is not really the 4 gate we're used to, but it's the 4 gate we get. So I don't think this game will be 20 minutes. Yep, this is a total disaster for Mass Void Ray. Not even able to get a single Void Ray, which kind of prevents his signature strategy. Florencio utilizing all of his hotkey in order to... Yep, well, GG. A gentlemanly... A sign of Protoss respect, as in under 4 minutes, Florencio manages to steal a victory, steal most of the base, and steal his heart. Because as a cheesy Protoss, you can't help but be inspired by such a flagrant disregard of another player's personal space. I'm sure Mass Void Ray has some new strategies up his sleeve now. So the next one, this one, also eloquently titled. That one was high. I give you O. OH. That's it. O. GLHF. From Florencio. And then from MVP, GLHF. Terran versus Terran. Usually at the more the more technical levels is kind of a chess boxing match where first, first you build up small amounts of units, you maneuver around, usually Reaper, Hellion, or something like that. And then you spend a little time building up, and then you punch each other in the face for a little bit. And then everybody, if both players survive, go back to their corners, build up again, and then continue punching each other in the face. And around it goes. Things can explode into drama quickly, but punctuated by significant series of mostly passive build-up. I have a sneaking suspicion this is not one of those passive build-up games. As the SCVs decide, like, who's building where, there's been a bit of a miscommunication. It happens. But Florencio with a 3 racks play, but a more long-winded one than you'd usually see. So, Like, I would assume these are for Reapers, but I don't think that's a safe assumption. Also, Florencio is scouting from the same thing from his opponent, which, you know, is both significant presence of mind and also indicates he does not understand how ridiculous this strategy is. This is the classical 3-Rex. He's hidden... Now, it's not so crazy to build a barracks at home just to show your opponent you have a Rex. I'm playing a macro game. And then, surprise. Oh, well... Okay. Well... Okay. Now, this is... Yeah. The duel. The grenade. A grenade. The escape. What a play. MVP gets out. The Quadra Rex proxy. You can barely even afford this. And you definitely can't afford this with only one gas. Florencio may soon realize that. Oh, he's just going to build Marines. He's going to pretend like that was the plan all along. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. He's like, no. And then I have like 4 Marines. Oh, come on. Oh, I gotta stop trying to, like, I take off my professional commentator, earrings and instead submerge myself. This is a full-on invasion. This is not a he has just decided he's going full Normandy on this one. He just drops the barracks. No subtlety whatsoever. Just slamming them down. Taking him to Clown Town. We just build more. I guess you don't need much gas for the Reapers themselves kind of win the game. But here come the Marines to reinforce. The Reapers opened up the beaches, and here come the Marines storming them. A single tank, which, as you know, cannot attack without being sieged. It looks like it will survive, killing some of the SCVs. This increases the drama slightly. As, well, that tank existing is kind of a big deal. Here comes a barracks for scouting. The SCV count is incredibly low, but the thing is, there's going to be 2 bases and potentially 2 orbitals. The SCV count is incredibly low, but the Viking on the ground. Even a single mule, and remember, Florencio doesn't have an orbital. So he doesn't have mules, which means a mule will bring the incomes nearly even. Not quite, but close. Oh, that's a single Viking. The Viking run. No, don't siege. Well, Florencio. The mule is so important, and it dies. The Marines also die, but... Oh, there's a Marine over here. The barracks. Their work here done. The invasion. A moderate success, but not a complete and total one. As he will retreat for the second wave. A couple SCVs very close to mining the gas. The surviving Marines will be eliminated. But, okay, well, it appears that they are now returning home. Their tour of duty ended. But unfortunately, this is going from a successful... Oh, it was looking a bit like a Dunkirk here, but... The barracks will make it home intact. The Marines... The Marines, not so much. Florencio has lost 16 Marines. The worker counts are a bit confused, because Florencio has mules now. But there is an orbital for MVP. And having a factory and a starport, as well as already... one of them is sent back out, the one that's already damaged, because it's proven it's also emotionally damaged, and it never can return from the war because it just keeps seeing Vikings around every corner. And all the other Terrans are like, dude, you gotta get over it, okay? Like, it's fine. But then there were Vikings around every corner. They should have listened to him. And this is the plot of every sci-fi movie. So, why don't you ever listen? He's seen things. Meanwhile, just enough units to not be enough to counter 2 Vikings. Though a siege tank, inspired obviously as Florencio. Oh, wait a second. They could drop on the tank! Or not! This is a scouting it's a recon mission. Okay? The intelligence gathered. No, not showcased. Okay, and the scouting mission complete. Seeing, I mean, there's not that much to see here from Florencio. This is not a high economy opener from the Sewer Mermaid. He's built so you could have 1 starport with a reactor, or you could have 2 starports with no add-ons. And Florencio likes it all natural. I have it on good authority. So, here we are. The worker counts are suspiciously even. As, at the end of the day, having an orbital plus that tech... Who's scanning who? You never know. I don't know what he expected to see. Florencio knew... What was his vision before this? Well, he knew there was another base, so... It shouldn't be a huge surprise here. You know what is a bit of a surprise? 1... How low the volume is. And 2... I don't know what part... Like, what part of Florencio was like, okay, he's got tanks, marines, a bunker. Well, obviously the best way to dislodge this position, I can only assume, is nuclear missiles, which require a ghost to launch, which requires a tech lab barracks, which Florencio has now discovered is the requirement. I could have lent him my Prima strategy guide, but he has impressed upon me his lack of basic literacy because he prefers pictures. And who doesn't? Quite an artiste. Meanwhile, MVP has put together something that looks like an actual push here. Marines, tanks, Vikings, a Raven? What is this? A standard follow-up? The thing is, Florencio has enough tanks to make this difficult. There's one on the high ground as well. I knew I told you! There were Vikings! The whole time! Florencio has enough Vikings to make things extra complicated. There's Vikings everywhere! I can't tell who's who! How? Oh, well. The thing is, the barracks will fall! Unfortunately, though, for MVP, the... Oh, well. That's not good. Yeah, that's bad. Well, I think he'll get the tank. He does. The standoff will continue. Florencio actually down 20 supply here. What is it? What is the... Diversify your portfolio. There's a nuclear missile. A ghost is on the way. No upgrades. Well, no, I'm sorry. Ghost cloaking is the only upgrade for either player at the moment. A nuclear missile and a fusion core are the choices for Florencio, which is quite ambitious, but he is an ambitious man. Unfortunately, the scouting depots will serve their purpose for a very short time. The Vikings will be spotted. MVP moves to intercept. Double NG Bay coming up as well. More barracks. As MVP tries to drag this back to a standard macro game, Florencio tries to essentially take that macro game. Oh, well, one moment. Okay, the scan. Oh my god, he missed it. But the tank does kill the ghost. He kind of just shotgunned out the scans there. Florencio takes that macro game, leads it into the sauna. The sauna filled with steam because it was actually a steam room. And from there, he leaves you there until you become lightheaded. And then Florencio appears before you and whispers in your ear, "Nuclear launch detected." And, I mean, there's no recovering from that. So this is technically a tank push. I say technically because there are 2 tanks. Okay, well, lift. Okay, well, the command center isn't lifting. Interference matrix. Great use. Wait, here come a lot of Marines. Actually, it looks like MVP gonna take this fight. I mean, he had a larger army with more units, so usually that... I'm just not used to that happening. The supply difference is significant, but 3 battle cruisers are also quite significant. The Vikings can make their way... Oh no, not again! They're storming the same beaches! Just for... Oh, what the fuck was that? Florencio somehow landing a Viking in a place it was never meant to be. Like, the fact... It just does a little bunny hop. I've never seen that. Meanwhile, though, moving on. Battle cruisers! Florencio hits him with the 1-2-ish. The battlecruiser micro. While it might not be the most subtle, it is effective. The Marines in the main, which means nothing at the third. The Marines walking over to the third. The tanks are exposed during all this. There's a ghost, a nuclear missile. The battlecruisers back towards them. A scan. He doesn't see that he misses it. Well, he finds it. Meanwhile, the battlecruisers in the main, things are falling apart. The nuke lands, only killing buildings. The stim pack upgrade, which... The stim pack upgrade? Anyways, it is canceled. The battlecruiser. What a mess. Oh, Yamato. The battlecruiser. The Marines struggling. It doesn't seem like too many hotkeys are being utilized. Battlecruiser, another Raven, interference matrix. Shh. More battlecruisers! Surprise! The fleet has been called and it has arrived. Another... Here comes a cyclone. Yamato cannons. Raven. Did he cancel the Yamato? Anyways. MVP struggling with the ability of air units to fly, which we've all struggled with at one point in our lives, and then given up on Starcraft and started watching Florencio play on my YouTube channel as opposed to playing ourselves because it's too damn hard to learn what control groups are. And if I just personally attacked you, like and subscribe. Florencio comes out of this with multiple battlecruisers intact. More workers, more supply, and... Well, he drops the mules for repair. The battlecruisers didn't quite get the memo, but they eventually get there. MVP star. More jumps! Yeah, that is far too many battlecruisers to actually deal with. Turrets are not gonna stop this many. They don't need upgrades. More scans. I don't know what you're expecting to see over there. I would have guessed battle cruisers. If I had to do a bit of Top tier analysis. Yeah, the battlecruisers. Oh yeah, they travel in packs to hide their numbers. Oh, that's very helpful. The laser batteries definitely don't give away that that's more than one battlecruiser. Very subtle, Florencio, as always. And it's time for the dramatic return. Let me predict 3. No, wait, you gotta kill the orbital first. Kill the orbital. He's stop microing! Battlecruiser is the unit that get worse as you micro. Florencio successfully reducing the DPS of the battlecruisers by like 50% by actually microing them. But 3, 2, 1. Oh, he jumps 3 home. Which should be enough. MVP having a real rough time of it. The Yamato cannon. What? Florencio loses his planetary. Here come the cruisers. SCVs pulled to repair. Interference matrix on the only battlecruiser that didn't really need it. And Florencio meticulously executes such a multi-pronged and long-winded strategy as he meanders around the meta, taking notes and then proceeding to ignore them for essentially anything else. And unfortunately, despite his prowess in Wings of Liberty, the player who I have named MVP is unable to compete with the intellectual long jump that Florencio's average build order is. So that was in a particularly large nutshell Florencio at both his finest and his slimiest, which I hate to repeat myself, but I'm going to repeat myself one more time when I say like and subscribe and ring the bell and check out Florencio. You can see the genius in action. Whatever that action might be, it might make you uncomfortable, and let's not let Twitch know too much about it, but live more often than not. In so many exciting places. And he has a YouTube channel now. Maybe Jimmy will remember that next time. Anyways, like and subscribe, ring the bell, all that. Thank you for watching. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.